Before submitting a project application, prepare all of the information and documents that you will need. This is the application for items like variances, subdivisions, or conditional use permits. You should call or email the planning department to discuss your project with a planner, and they will assist you in determining what documents are needed for your specific application. You can reach the planning department at 763-785-6180. You will have the opportunity to upload several documents as part of your application. It will prompt for architectural plans, civil plans, landscape plans, a project narrative, property owner authorization form, and wetland documentation. Please note that the project narrative and property owner authorization form must be submitted to continue with the application. So make sure you have these prepared prior to beginning the application process. Once you are prepared, go to blainemn.gov/IMS and either log in or create an account. Next, under Planning and Zoning, I will click on Submit Application and then select Project Application. This will bring you to the project location page. You can enter the location by entering the address or parcel ID without dashes. You can also click on Use Map and select the property from the map. If you are having difficulty, may find it useful to enter less of the address so that it is not covered up by your browser's autocomplete. If you are unable to find the location, particularly if the application pertains to an outlot, please call the planning department and we can ensure that you have a location to tie your application to. Once you've selected a location, you will be prompted to enter a title and description for the application. Please be as concise and specific as possible. And you can hit the next button to move on. The next page will be the project details page. From here, you need to enter the application types that you will be submitting. So in this case, I'm submitting a conditional use permit. If I need to submit more than one application, for example, if I also have a variance, I will press and hold the control key if I'm on a PC or the command key if on a Mac and select multiple within that menu. And scroll to see that they both remained highlighted. To ensure your application is deemed complete, submit as much information as possible. Please note that the relationship to the property and your reason for request are also required in addition to the project type. If your project is not associated with a specific address, for example, if you're subdividing something that's currently an outlot and doesn't have an address, please provide a specific description of the cross streets, such as northwest corner of 125th and Lexington Avenue. After project details, that will bring you to the contacts. Your contact information as the person filling out the application is automatically entered to applicant's representative. If you have additional people that you would like to receive project correspondence, enter their information into the applicant field. You can also utilize the Me button to populate your contact information in this section. Because this application included a variance, it is prompting me to review the variance criteria to ensure that I am meeting them. Next, it'll prompt me for the plan, for a variety of uploads such as plans. Most of these can be skipped if they're not applicable to your project. If they are necessary for your project, your application will be deemed incomplete until they are submitted, which is why it's important to contact the planner in advance. So in this case, I don't have a landscape plan, so I'm just going to hit skip because it was included in my civil set. The project narrative does not have that skip button, so it does need to be submitted before you're able to move on. For the property owner consent, you can obtain a copy of that consent form at blainemn.gov/owner-consent or provide a signed letter from the property owner. I am asked now to acknowledge the procedures for review of these applications and the fact that I'm submitting information that is public data. So read and review the statement and then hit accept to continue. All projects that require a watershed district permit require the applicant to have made application with the appropriate watershed district prior to applying to the city. And further information is provided in that acknowledgement for you to read and review. This brings us finally to the application summary page. If I'm not yet ready to submit, I can leave the application now or at any point in the process, and then I can return to it by going to my dashboard and looking at my pending records. Which will bring me right back to where I was. From this page, I can edit any of the project details if information has changed while I've been submitting the application or I've made an error. And then just hit the orange save button after making any changes. I can also exchange documents that I've already uploaded or upload a document that I had previously skipped. If you have more files than are prompted for in the requested files, you can upload those with the green upload button in this files tile. Please give your files descriptive names and combine similar documents to reduce the number of files being uploaded. For example, don't submit all of your 12 home elevations as separate files. Submit one file that includes all of them. Once the application is complete, I can either hit add to cart, and then I will be able to pay for that application using an e-check or credit card, or I can submit without paying and mail a check. Please note when mailing a check to include the permit number and the property address and project name on the check, and then indicate planning department on the envelope to ensure that it is promptly applied to the correct application. After I hit submit, I can click on I will see my permit number here, and I can click on that to return to my application if I want to review anything. I can also find that application at any time by returning to the dashboard and looking at my active records where I see that application. Staff will be in contact with you within 15 business days of submitting a project application with an indication of whether it is complete and when it is scheduled for review by the Planning Commission or City Council. And if it is incomplete, that letter will indicate what information is necessary for you to make the application complete. If you have not received any correspondence, please check your spam filter. Otherwise, you can contact the Planning Department as well.